Word up, homies. Welcome to Simply Forex. Trader Tom here, and I hope you are all marvelous. Hope you're having a good trading day. Hope you're having a good trading week. Let's talk trading. The plan of attack is going to be, I'm going to show you a trade that I'm in. I'm currently in pound Canadian dollar. I missed gold, but I'm still waiting for a retrace on gold. But we'll look at gold because that's been flying. And what else are we going to do? We are also going to take all of your questions. So yeah, don't be shy, guys. Ask as many questions as you like about anything to do with trading. You can even ask me questions, like if I do a pub quiz, and you say, what is your specialist subject? I'm pretty good at geography, right? So you can ask me a geography question. I'm pretty good at sport, particularly football. And what else am I pretty good at? That's about it, really. Oh, and like film. Yeah, film, really. So there you go. You can ask me questions about that as well. Speaking about football, Liverpool, my team, just in case you're not sure they are my team. Look at my mug. Drew with Nottingham Forest last night. So there you go, 1-1 with the mighty Forest, which wasn't a bad result, really, to be honest, because they're flying, they're brilliant at home, they don't concede goals, and we drew 1-1 at their place. Now, that's all the football out of the way. Do you guys like football? Any football supporters there? Please let me know your team. And if any of you are Man United, the editor will ban you immediately. I'm only joking. We're not that serious about it. But yeah, there you go, guys. I am waffling. Let's start talking about trading. And let's start with a pair that I am in. And I'm in pound Canadian dollar buys, right? So if we look at the weekly chart, right, you can see we have had a bad boy of a sell-off, right? But we have reached a critical support level, right? And we're getting a bit of a reaction. Okay, we're so far away from the moving average 20 because this move has been so quick, really. And that's why I'm willing to go against trend, because when you have to imagine price like an elastic band, right? So imagine elastic band gets pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled. When you let go, it's going to retrace. And this here is the elastic band getting pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled. You get the idea. Pulled and pulled and pulled, right? And then the elastic band's going to have a whip back up, right? When we have extreme price movements, okay? When we have price movements like this, the elastic band is less stretched, right? There's no problem. But look, that is massively stretched, right? And look what happens. This is massively stretched. Look what happens. This is massively stretched. Let's see if we get a pullback, right? So the weekly was at a good support level. And then if we drop to the day chart, right, there's that level that I was speaking about. You can see with your eyes that we are getting these bottom wicks down here. Yeah, I'm not including today's candle because it hasn't finished forming yet. But these wicks in here are telling me that that buyers, get your facts right, that buyers are sitting down here. Yeah, we've clearly got some buyers in here. Okay, so I'm not looking for massive profits because we're against trend. I'm just looking to take price basically where my alarm is. Right, so not a big move, okay, because we are against trend. Now, if we look at the H4, what you'll notice is it stopped making lower lows, right? It was in a H4 downtrend, right, but it stopped making lower lows. This keeps holding. Even if we get here, it come down, and it just keeps holding this level. All right, so my idea is just to take price back up to these highs over here. Also, a bit of, news came out earlier. So as you can see, CPI figures were worse than expected. But this is what, without getting into too much fundamental, you know me, but that's what the Bank of England want. Their target is 2%, right? So the more this inflation comes down and gets to 2%, the happier the Bank of England are. And, potentially this is good for the pound, right? So although this was, this is in red and it says worse than expected, it is, but from the Bank of England's point of view, this is what they want to see. They want to see inflation come down to 2%. Hence, you saw this candle, right? It had a real big pop down, yeah, you can see, and then just went bang, right? And that was sort of the catalyst for my trade, guys, right? We were in a bit of a sideways H1. We had this level through here, and then price broke it, bang. Got a bit of a retrace, and I started buying in here. My stop is below here, and like I said, I'm looking to take price up to here. So we'll see, guys. We'll see what happens with this, but that is the trade that I am in. And the other trade that I shared earlier in the Discord channel was gold. And this is just motoring, guys, right? I mean, this is just, bullish, bullish. Even that's bullish, bullish, bullish. Right, so I'll be looking for a retrace to get into this trade. Okay. So gold, as we expected, is flying as well. So there you go, guys. That's the only trade that I'm in. Pound Canadian dollar. Still keeping an eye on gold. Just smashing my mic about as well. That's how I roll. And I'm also looking at Euro Aussie dollar. But really, I need to see a break of this level. Right? I need to see a break of this level. Yeah, so you can see my alarm is in here. As soon as, or if or when we get a break, I will be buying Euro Aussie dollar. All right, guys. So yeah, that's the trades I'm looking at. But what are you looking at, guys? Please let me know. Right, let's bring up the live chat. Let's see who is in the house. Right, here we go. Daniel, the mighty Arsenal. Daniel, that is my brother's team. And me and my brother have had many a punch up over football. Arsenal, okay, you need a striker. Mike, Brighton have the best recruitment in the league. They just pluck players out of obscurity and turn them into Premier League, excellent players, right? The problem is you normally sell a lot of your top players, but yeah, Brighton are storming as well. Colin, let's go pound Canadian dollar. Yeah, Colin, we want to see some more bullishness on pound Canadian dollar. A Madrid fan, Yusuf. Okay, so yeah, I keep an eye on Spanish football, but Madrid are good, obviously. And Jude Bellingham, obviously being from the UK, he's the best player. He's not. I think Vinicius Junior is. Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea. Yeah, and I know you've tuned in for trading, guys, but if you get me on the subject of football, I will not shut up. Chelsea are a bit hot and cold, right? I really thought they was on an upward trajectory. Last few weeks fell off a bit. Javan, hi Javan, how are you? Full King Pepe, good morning. Sensei, good morning. Sayonara. I'm not sure that's the right way to respond to Sensei. Fapello, how are you, Fapello? Fapello's back. Good to see you, Fapello. I saw your comments in the Discord channel, so welcome back, mate. And you're an Arsenal fan. I didn't know that, Fapello. Me and the editor are both Liverpool. Right, Manish, morning, Tom. I'm from Hounslow, London. US dollar, Canadian dollar looks good. A good buy for me with a strong monthly trend line support. Can it break the present consolidation towards up? What is your opinion on that? Okay, Manish. So let's take a US dollar. Let's take a look at US dollar, Canadian dollar. Now, on the day chart, I want to sell this. right? But let's start with what you were saying. You were saying a monthly trend line. So we say, looks good by with a strong monthly trend line support. Okay, I mean, the trend lines I'm seeing are this, or even potentially something like this, right? So they're the trend lines I would be seeing on the monthly chart with US dollar, Canadian dollar. And this is the monthly chart, right? The monthly candle would suggest we have a bit more room to the upside. But things are a little bit overextended, right? So I don't want to start buying US dollar, Canadian dollar up here. There's no value in that to me. If it retraced into here, right, I would be buying the hell out of it, right? But buys up here, not interested at all. Okay, so there's the monthly chart. We looked at the monthly because Manish was also looking at the monthly. Let's take a look at the weekly now. Now, as with a lot of US dollar majors, right? There, you don't have to be Warren Buffett to know the US dollar is strong. Okay, and it is, right? But the thing is, from a technical point of view, it is very overextended. Okay, you can see weekly chart, we're in an uptrend, no doubt about it. But again, look at the moving average 20, right? We are miles away from that. And why do I look at the moving average 20? Because it is the mean of this chart, right? Price wants to revert back to the mean, and it will, right? Never in the history of trading has it not reverted back to the mean, right? It doesn't matter how high it gets or how far away from price it gets, right? It wants to revert. Yeah, look at this down here. You're thinking, will it ever come back? Of course it will, back to the mean. Up here, right, it wants to come back to the mean, which is the moving average 20, right? And we're in the same situation here, right? We're miles away. It will want to revert back to the mean. Yeah, but also bear in mind the mean will catch up with price as well, right? Maybe we see something like this. Again, I don't want to buy up here. There's no value. Okay, so bearing all of that in mind, now look at the day chart. And the day chart for me is in a downtrend. Okay, we was in this uptrend. It kind of consolidated, right? It stopped making higher highs, right? And we found ourselves in this range. Okay, that's always a red flag that trend or structure could be changing. And then sure enough, we get this big bearish candle. The body breaks all of these lows in here, and that is now in a downtrend. That is a daily downtrend, and I want to trade most of the time with trend, unless we're at like a weekly level, and I would do a counter trend trade like pound Canadian dollar that I showed you at the start of the live stream. But this is a downtrend, and we've retraced. We've got nice bearish candles. So everything is pointing to the fact that we could take price back down to these lows and this 1.4300 psychological level. So one of my trade ideas for today was to sell US dollar, Canadian dollar down to here, right? Now, could it go further? Yes, of course it could, right? If we look at the weekly chart, there is no... The next piece of potential support is in here, right? You've got this level in here, right? So price could make its way all the way back down to here. Again, it wants to catch up with the mean, yeah, before it goes higher. So for me, US dollar, Canadian dollar is a sell trade now, right? Just from a technical point of view. Daily's in a downtrend. If we look at H4, right, it's down. Yeah, it's downtrending. Yeah, we're getting right? It's kind of like here at the moment. We're getting lower highs. Yeah. Not quite lower lows yet. This level's kind of holding here. But US dollar, Canadian dollar is a sell for me. And as a trader, guys, you must be aware of correlations, right? It's like trading 101. You have to be aware of correlations. I'm getting very serious now, right? Normally we have a bit of a laugh while we talk about trading, but I've turned deadly serious. We'll get back to football in a minute and that will cheer me up. But you must understand correlations, right? So anytime I look at a Canadian dollar pair, I'm going to take a look at oil, right? Because basically the correlation is this. If oil is strong, then CAD is strong, right? Simple as that, right? Because Canada is a big oil exporting country, right? Makes sense, okay? So bearing that in mind, if we go to the weekly chart, again, we are pretty overextended here. Bear in mind, this is the weekly chart. It has gone a long distance in a very short space of time. And we are at this area of resistance. This entire wick is a level of resistance. Okay, and you can see potentially price is slowing down a bit at this level, right? You know, I'm not saying I don't want to buy oil, right? Because this is clearly in an uptrend, right? But I would like to buy oil from in here and take it higher. I do not want to start buying oil here because it's at resistance. And for that reason, remember, I'm an intraday trader. It does depend on your time horizon. You know, if you're a trader that holds on to trades for weeks, right? You may not need to look at daily trades, right? Or daily candles. But this weekly candle is suggesting we're gonna have room to the downside, right? So let's take a look at the daily as well. And, you know, it's just skyrocketing. But again, you know, there's not much value up here. I don't want to start buying this. I would potentially let price come down to this level here, and then I would start buying, right? This is where this right here is value. Here, there is none. Excuse me. And you should always trade from an area of value, right? You should. Think of value as if you're going to buy a house and the house is 500,000, right? Up here, the house is 500K, right? Do you want to buy the house at that price? No, you can come down here and buy the house at 450K, right? It's the same premise. You're just buying at a cheaper price. So because of this, you know, potential resistance over here, right, then we might have a bit of a sell-off, right? We'll see. There's no candle to tell us that yet. But if we do, that would suggest we also see a bit of CAD weakness as well. So this is a really interesting level for oil, but it's also, let's even put a level in, it's also an interesting level for Canadian dollar pairs. Okay, so yeah, you know, these are all the things I take into consideration when I'm trading, guys, and I suggest you do the same. Right, what else are we looking at? Manish, thank you for your question. I enjoy the question. Javan, you'll never walk alone. Javan is a Liverpool fan. Good stuff. Right, what else are we looking at? And who do you think is going to win the league? Liverpool? I think so. Guys, while I think of it, please, if you're enjoying the analysis, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. While you do that, I'm going to have a drink of vodka. Right. Also, guys, I must mention this. So if you look above my head, our live stream today is sponsored by Blueberry Funded. So I know a lot of you guys do prop challenges or looking just to increase capital in your accounts. Then look no further than Blueberry Funded, guys. It is backed by a world-class broker, Blueberry Markets, regular payouts, excellent spreads when trading, which can't be said the same for all prop firms. So look no further, guys, if you are looking for a prop firm challenge. And right now, guys, you can get 25% off if you use code Simply25. This is not available anywhere else. So, guys, use our link, use the code Simply25 if you're looking for a prop firm challenge right now. Right, Manish, thank you, Tom. Your detailed analysis helped me a lot. You're welcome, Manish. I'm glad I can help, my friend. Right, let's take a quick look at pound Canadian dollar, see how this is going. Okay, so we want to see, we just want to see this H1 continue, guys, right? Just want to see this kind of, so this is the only trade that I'm in right now. Let's take a quick look at gold. Is that still flying? Okay, so gold might give us a retrace. You can see this is the H4. I would say that's a level. If I get a retrace down into here, I'll be looking to buy oil. Okay, so let's see with oil. Also, guys, what would you like to look at? Please, you can ask me anything, guys. Please don't be shy. Ask as many questions as you like about trading. And it can be anything to do with trading, right? It could be strategy, money and risk management. It could be psychology. It could be support and resistance, trend, price action. There's so many things to talk about when it comes to trading, guys. So don't be shy. Ask as many questions as you like. The editor loves your questions. It's also, fuel for our live stream. Right. What else are we going to look at? What else was I looking at today? I'm still looking at New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar sells. Okay. So if we look at the day chart, we're still in a downtrend, right? Clearly in a downtrend, New Zealand CAD. And we got this nice big bearish wick. So I'm still interested in selling New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar back down to these lows, if not further. So that's another trade I'm looking at today. I just haven't had a setup. If we look at the H4, right? The H4 is clearly in an uptrend, right? You can see there's this level through here, guys, right? There's a key level through here, right? It was support. Let's get rid of those drawings. It was support, resistance, support. Okay, so if it breaks this level, I really do think we have a good trade and high probability that we can take it back down to these lows. Let's have a look at H1. Yeah, H1 is even not breaking down. In fact, I'm going to put an alarm in right here. Okay, so if that goes off, guys, I'll be very much interested in selling New Zealand CAD. Colin, okay, Colin wants to look at Euro Pound. Noraj, hi Tom, it's been a long time since you gave a blueberry giveaway. We will give more giveaways, guys. So all of our giveaways pretty much are done through our free Discord channel, guys. So if you haven't already, please come join our trading community. We have a free Discord channel. Come join it. And we do things like the analysis challenge, which is a bit of fun. And we do giveaways. Like sometimes we give away some funded challenges. Sometimes we give away access to our VIP Trading Academy. So if you're interested in all that, please come join our community. Niraj, it has been a while because it's been Christmas and New Year, and I've been on holiday, to be quite honest. So there you go. I went back to the UK and ate and drank myself silly. Yeah, I did. Just Christmas. It's just, it's like, how much can I eat and drink at the same time? And I think I broke a few world records. Just saying. So there you go, Raj. Yeah, there'll be more giveaways. Just come join the Discord channel. Right, Colin, Euro Pound. Before I even look at Euro Pound, I know it's at a key weekly level, right? So if we look at the weekly chart, we're at a key weekly level, right? So you can see through here that price has reacted many times at this level. So for me, this is a key resistance level. So straight away, Euro Pound, I know I don't want to buy that. I just do not want to buy into that resistance. Okay, so there's no buys on the table. Okay, but let's take a look at the daily chart. And you can see the daily chart is reacting, right? We had this nice big bullish candle, but it's going into resistance, right? And if there's one thing you take away from today, guys, is, don't think of resistance levels simply as resistance. Think of these as selling levels. These are levels where sellers are sitting at. They're sitting in here, waiting to take all of your buy orders, and then they push the market down. Usually it goes past, normally you get a wick like this, right? It goes past the resistance level. It takes all of your stops out, right? Bit of a liquidity grab, takes all of your stops out, builds up a nice big order, the big boys, the banks, the investment firms, hedge funds, and then they start pushing it down. Okay, this is very common in the market. So I don't want to buy into that. Okay, and right now I don't want to sell it, right? This is far too bullish to sell. But if we got a candle, let's say the candle finished like this, this would be interesting to me to take a counter trend trade, right? That would be interesting to me. I would need to see more than just a bearish candle here for me to sell, because we would be against daily trend, right? We're clearly in an uptrend. So I would need to see something like this. If we go down to the H4, you can see this level here, right? I would want to see potentially a break of this level, right? H4, let me draw that line again. I've been drinking vodka, I apologize. But if you see that H4 structure, this is where we're at, right? And I don't want to sell that, okay? But if something like this happens, and then we get a break of these lows and this key area, then I think potentially you've got a good sell trade against trend, potentially back down to these lows, if not a bit further. But right now, nothing. I don't want to buy into that level. And for me to sell it, I need to see a breakdown of structure. And we just don't have that as yet. All right. So, yeah, that is Euro Pound. Hope that helps, Colin. And hope the trading's going well, mate, in beautiful Bali. Right. What else we're looking at? Michael, how are you? Hi, Tom, traders. How are you, Michael? How's the farm? How was your Christmas, New Year? Hope you had a good one, mate. Okay, Yusuf has got a question here about support and resistance, right? Now, hi, Tom, please, how far back should you look on a chart to map out support and resistance? Right, good question, right? And I would say not that far, right? So let's take a let's have a look at something like coffee, right? So I just don't trade coffee. Right, let's have a look at right, let's have a look at coffee, because I've never touched this chart. I've never traded coffee in my life. Drunk a lot of it, never traded it. But if it moves, you can trade it. Now, let's plot some support and resistance. And all I'm interested in is the support and resistance that is close to price. So therefore, I don't need to go back that far, right? And, and I've managed to pick a chart that's very scruffy. That's always sod's law, but let's stick with this chart because that's reality, right? The charts are not always these perfect trending, charts, right? Sometimes they are scruffy, but this is scruffy, okay? Because we're in an uptrend and then it's just done nothing for weeks, right? But let's make sense of it. Now, there is a level here, right? I would say that's the next significant support level for this, right here. Okay, so in answer to your question, Yusuf, I don't need to start plotting, potential support here, right? I don't need to plot that really. I mean, if it's on your chart, you don't need to remove it, but in terms of price, that's irrelevant, right? So there, and now let's go to the day chart because there'll be some clearer support and resistance levels, right? So here is a rather big support and resistance level, and I'm going to include that one there. Okay, so it is quite large, but what I want to do with my support and resistance levels is touch as many wicks candles as I can. Excuse me. So yeah, I would say this is a piece of resistance, right? I would also say that this is a piece of support, right? Again, I just want to touch as many wicks candles as I can, right? So I'm still, I'm touching this one as well. I'm touching that one, right? And those are your two support and resistance levels, right? I don't need to go back any further. That's all the information I need, right? So, if you scroll back, there might be some highs, right? Coffee's never been so so high, right? It's at all-time highs. What you need is a time machine and start buying coffee here. Yeah, simple. Just invent a time machine, go back to May 2019, and there you go, right? Buy coffee. Yeah, anyway, stop being silly, Tom. So there you go. They're your support and resistance levels. Okay, now let's drop down to the H4. God, I've picked a scruffy chart, right? But again, I'm just looking for hits on the wicks. I would say that's a level, right? Price has hit this. So I do look back in time because I want confirmation that it is a support and resistance level, but you don't need to go back any further than here. That's enough, right? And that would be it really, guys. Yeah, we've got this resistance level here. We've got this support level, which is also a daily support level, but also a H4 support level. And this is where we find ourselves. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Yusuf. Now, let's see if we can, well, I know the answer. I was going to say, let's see if we can find a trade here. And, it's very difficult too, right? That is just pure consolidation, right? It's just, oh, excuse my last line, but we're just consolidating between here and here. Now, for me to trade this, I would need to see a break above this gray zone, right? Which I think is looking unlikely. Or I would need to see a break of this support level. And I think this is looking more likely. So if I got a break of this support level, right, I would look to sell back down to the next piece of support. And simple as that. But and that's how I would trade it. But I don't want to trade this. That is just a minefield of nastiness. So yeah, hope that makes sense, Yusuf. You don't need to go that far back. You just need to find the levels that are important, so you understand where price can go to, right? So just looking at this, you know, if you said, Tom, you have to trade coffee, otherwise we will burn your toes off, I don't know, right? Then I would sell this, okay? Because we're in a range, right? And we've got this bearish candle and this bearish wick. So I would sell coffee back down to these lows. And my target would be the support level, right? This would be my TP. Okay, so that's how I would trade it. And you know, that's how you use support and resistance. They're either targets or they're areas to trade from, right? One or the other. Yeah, so there you go, Yusuf. I hope that helps you understand support and resistance a little better. Should we find another pair, something else? Let's have a look at platinum. Just ones I do not look at. All right, let's try and make sense of platinum. Let's do another example of support and resistance. Let me just keep it right. We're back to a naked chart, right? So weekly. Yeah. Admittedly, I've gone back quite far because it's the weekly chart, but it just confirms to me that this is a good support level, and this also confirms that, right? There's also a level up here. And really, that's everything on the weekly chart, right? Let's have a look at the daily. I'd also keep an eye on trend lines, guys, right? I'm seeing a trend line down here. Right, you can see how, you know, this is like a diagonal support and resistance level. You can see how price was obeying this trend line. Yeah, so don't forget trend lines. If they're clear, right, they can be quite powerful places to trade from. And we've had a break of that trend line, right? So if we come back down into here, it acts as support again, right? And we could look to buy platinum. With regards to, let's remove that for the time being. Oh, let's keep that there. But you know, this is tricky, right? You've got this, this, and this. So we could make that one big level. And if that is one big level, right, have we actually broke the resistance level? And the answer is no, we haven't, right? Because there's no body of the candle has broken this high, right? But I would still look to buy platinum somewhere in here. And they're just the two support and resistance levels there. If we look at the H4 now, right, you can see there's another level in here. There's a level within a level, right? You can see this level here where price has reacted, bang, 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 bang. So if price retraces into here, this could be a really good selling level. And what I really like, guys, is this. When you get an area of resistance, right, the market, this doesn't matter if this is H4, H1 daily, but we're in a downtrend, and then price retraces to an area of resistance, and you have the moving average 20 coming round as well. And that acts as resistance, right? That combination I really like, and that would be a good selling level. So yeah, hope that helps, Yusuf. Thank you very much. It was very informative. You are welcome. BGP, hello, joining in late. Did you look at pound yen crosses? No. BGP, is there a particular yen pair you want to look at? Let me know right now. While you let me know, BGP, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and smash the like button. Also, guys, I just want to announce that we are super excited and super proud to launch our Simply Forex complete trading course. It's so comprehensive, right? I've put months, years into this, right? And it just teaches you everything you need, gives you all the tools you need, makes you fully understand how to read charts, how to deal with your emotions, how to manage your money, plus much, much more, lots of proven strategies. So if you're interested in our course, then please go visit our website and you can check it out on there. I'm sure the editor will leave our website. Right, let's have a look at Euro Yen for BGP. The big friendly giant. I know that doesn't mean that, but there you go. Now, weekly, right? We are in, I'm going to say this, right? We're kind of here. So it's one of those tricky ones where you have higher highs, you have higher lows and you have lower highs, right? This is an old target. Okay. Now, what that normally means is you could join the highs, and what you'll probably it will end up with like a triangle, right? And you can join the lows. Right, you'll end up with something that looks like this. Now, what you might find is price just keeps contracting. So if we're looking at the chart right now with all these bearish candles, right, I would suggest we have room to the downside with Euro Yen, potentially back down to here. Then once price reaches here, potentially we have room to the upside and so on. And then price will contract and then it needs to go somewhere, right? But looking at the weekly, you know, I would say we could sell this a little bit more, right? If we look at the day chart, today's candle is very important, right? Because again, right, if we look at the day chart, structure's quite clear, right? We're in an uptrend until we're not. You know, we're starting to get just slightly lower highs. This level did hold, right? And we've had this nice big bullish candle. So this would suggest we have a little bit more room to the upside. So you have this weekly picture that's telling us we could potentially sell and have room to the downside. And then you've got this daily picture that's telling us we could buy with potential room to the upside. So again, these yen pairs are tricky. Some are less tricky than Euro Yen, right? Because if we look at Swiss franc yen, for example, we've clearly had a structure breakdown, right? So instead of trading Euro Yen, potentially we would be better off selling Swiss franc yen because this is clearly trending, right? Lower highs, lower lows, right? Get some, you know, get some bearish candles in here, right? We could look to sell it. All right. So when it comes to the yen pairs, yeah, really look through them, BGP, right? And find the one where the daily structure supports that weekly selling pressure. All right, guys, Niraj, hi, how are you? Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. If you're looking for a prop firm challenge right now, look no further than Blueberry Funded. You can get 25% off right now if you use code simply25 above my head. Guys, thanks for your questions. Thanks for your time. I'll see you same time again tomorrow, 7 a.m. New York EST. See you later.